This whole thing kicks off with a real head-scratcher of a dude named Floger. One night, he's out there, late, literally digging up a grave, trying to snag some spiritual juice. Suddenly, bam! Lightning strikes him, knocking him flat. But get this, he just pops right back up, cracks a grin, jumps in his ride, and pieces out. Then we meet Kelly, a shy-as-heck high schooler. He's at the grocery store, trying not to look totally awkward around Dominique, his crush, who's chilling with her bestie, Sarah. Dominique's actually kinda into him, but Kelly's always too chicken to talk to her. Turns out, Kelly's got this super weird eating disorder. He eats dirt, paper, cork, all sorts of wild junk. And of course, his jerk classmates, the bullies, show up. They see him munching on his bizarre snacks and start clowning on him big time. Dominique steps in, trying to stick up for him, but they don't give a rip. They just toss Kelly in a trash can and snap a pic. Luckily, the store owner rolls up and breaks up the whole mess. So, Kelly's living in a trailer with his mom, Bernice. She notices his weird eating habits is getting worse, and he's looking super weak because he's not eating real food. She calls a doctor, but the doc tells Bernice to see a shrink because Kelly's problem ain't physical. Right next door to their trailer, there's this mysterious dude, Red Elk, doing some super strange rituals. Meanwhile, Floger's back in the picture. Turns out, he totally snagged that power from the grave and became some kind of spiritual healer. So he sets up shop right near Bernice's trailer, hawking himself as the guy who can heal anything with his hands, for a price, of course. This lady with a bad leg rolls up to Floger, and when he touches her, poof, she's totally healed, right in front of everyone. Bernice sees this and is blown away. She zips over to Floger, desperate for him to help Kelly. Floger's like, "No prob, I gotcha." Then Red Elk confronts Floger, demanding he return the healing power. He says it belongs to his ancestors and is over 100 years old. Floger flat out refuses, so Red Elk threatens him. Floger's like, "Anyone who tries to mess with me, they're the ones who get messed up." Red Elk punches him in the face, and guess what? Floger's words come true. Red Elk feels the punch himself. Floger just leaves him there and heads off with Bernice. When they get to Bernice's trailer, Floger insists on getting paid before he even sees Kelly. After he finally touches Kelly, he suddenly feels weak. He tells them he needs to hit the bathroom to recharge. When he comes back and touches Kelly again, he gets even weaker, then drops dead. Just like that, Kelly wakes up, and for the first time in years, he tells his mom he's hungry. Bernice then notices the scar on Kelly's chest is gone. The next morning, Kelly cuts his finger, and it heals instantly. He runs to his mom, and even though she's not totally convinced, she's stoked that his problem is solved. A little later, Kelly runs into Dominique and her friend. Dominique totally comments on how much better he looks. As Kelly turns to leave, this dude Red shows up. Turns out he's got a thing for Dominique, so he jumps Kelly and clocks him. But here's the kicker. Every punch Red throws at Kelly, it bounces right back to Red. Red freaks out and bolts. Kelly goes home, totally hyped. And suddenly there's a pounding on the door. Bernice opens it to find Mr. Gas, the school coach, and Red and Nelson's dad. He wants to know who beat up his son. Kelly tells him what happened, but Gas doesn't buy it. Bernice gets mad and slams the door in his face. Kelly then shows his mom his new powers. He tells her to pinch him, and she feels the pain. He also shows her that fire doesn't hurt him. The next day at school, Sarah lends Dominique a hair tie. During class, the tie falls onto Kelly's desk and he picks it up to give it back. Kelly then starts fantasizing about being with Dominique. At that exact moment, Dominique starts feeling super weird. And then Sarah feels it too. Kelly imagines Dominique and Sarah hugging him, and both girls get intensely aroused, so much so that Sarah lets out a loud sound in class. Kelly gets super embarrassed and bails from class, while the girls are totally clueless about what just happened. That night, everyone meets up at the beach. Nelson, Red, and their crew are messing with Dominique. Kelly sees this and steps in to defend her. The guys bang up on him, but Gas breaks it up, though he's a jerk to Kelly. Kelly gets mad and takes off on his bike, but Red and his buddies don't let up. They decide to chase him down in their friend Brad's car to scare him. In a flash, Brad loses control, hits Kelly, and knocks him to the ground. They're shocked when they see Brad is the one who's hurt and dead. They jump out of the car, trying to call for an ambulance. Kelly quickly changes his shirt, noticing his wounds are healing instantly. When his classmates realize he's fine, they ditch Brad and take off. A little later, Dominique and Sarah find the car on the road. When they see Kelly without a scratch, Kelly pulls Dominique aside and spills everything. Just then, the cops show up with Bernice. When the sheriff asks the group what happened and why Brad's dead, they all lie, claiming Kelly caused the accident by stepping out in front of the car. Meanwhile, Red and his buddies are cooking up a revenge plan against Kelly. Later that night, Kelly's with his mom, who's feeling sick. His classmates are waiting outside his trailer. As Kelly drives off to get medicine for his mom, his buddies think she's gone with him and the trailer's empty. So they go through with their plan. They hook the trailer's concrete foundation to their car and yank it, making the trailer crash hard. Bernice gets trapped inside. And wouldn't you know it, the crash causes a gas leak. Moments later, the trailer explodes with Bernice inside. Kelly gets back and quickly pulls his mom from the fire, but it's too late. After all that, the sheriff goes to Kelly's temporary new place to keep investigating. Red Elk shows up, asking the sheriff for help getting back his ancestors' power, which he claims Flogger stole. But the sheriff doesn't believe him. At the funeral, after Kelly says goodbye to his mom, he goes to Flogger's grave. Sarah sees him and follows, trying to convince him not to leave town. She kisses him on the cheek, which finally gives Kelly the guts to kiss her back, something he dreamed of forever. Dominique then realized Kelly was behind that weird feeling she had in class earlier. She says goodbye and leaves. A little later, Kelly sits by Flogger's grave, picks up a piece of paper from the ground, and eats it. But he throws up immediately. Sarah's watching all this from afar. Later, the sheriff takes Kelly to his new temporary digs. He tells him the investigation showed the trailer's foundation was tampered with before it blew up. At that exact moment, Kelly sees his classmates, the ones who caused his mom's death, driving by. Kelly knows for sure they're behind his mom's death, which makes him furious. He jumps out of the car and chases after him. He finds them by the river. As Thruyer goes into the water, Kelly grabs his clothes, then takes a piece of his shirt and uses his power to make Thruyer drown. When Red sees what's happening to his friend, he pulls him to shore, but it's too late. Kelly decides to get revenge on the rest of the crew, but the sheriff shows up and forces Kelly to scram. That night, Kelly goes to Dominique and spills his revenge plans, but Dominique tries to convince him to find another way, a way to make them confess instead of just getting revenge. The next day at school, Kelly provokes Tony, who, in a rage, throws corrosive chemicals at him. Of course, Tony's face ends up getting burned. Then Sarah attacks Kelly, hitting him in a sensitive spot. For the first time, Sarah gets a taste of what it's like to get hit there. Kelly decides to confront Nelson. But unlucky for him, the sheriff arrives to help Tony, forcing Kelly to leave. The next morning, Red Elk gets permission to open Flogger's grave. Meanwhile, the sheriff goes to the guys and searches their car. He finds the chain they used in their crime. While he's questioning them, Kelly sneaks into their car. He finds a drill and takes it, then takes a piece of Nelson's underwear and eats it. Moments later, Kelly uses the drill to hurt himself, which affects Nelson and forces him to confess. But then, Nelson grabs a container and sprays the contents on Kelly, making him weak and fall to the ground. Just then, Dominique arrives and quickly helps him up. In that moment, Gas goes off the rails, grabs the sheriff's gun and points it at Kelly. As he pulls the trigger,
he accidentally kills himself and Nelson. Then Dominique and the sheriff convince Kelly he has to give back the power. That same night, Red Elk helps them with some rituals to return the power. But because Kelly had the power for so long, it's impossible to remove it without Kelly dying. This makes Dominique convince Kelly that they should just run away. But sadly, one of the officers accidentally shoots both him and Dominique. Before Dominique dies, she tells Kelly not to give back the power because she's scared for him. But Kelly decides the power will die with him, so he grabs Flogger's heart and swallows it. He feels intense pain before he dies. Later, as they're moving the bodies, suddenly Dominique wakes up. Turns out the power went to her. And that's how the movie ends.
So don't forget to let us know your opinion in the comments. And if you like the video, hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive all the new recaps. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.